Hello, everyone, and welcome back to day 33 of the Bones Daily Diary series. Uh, Honestly, again, nothing too crazy again today. Spent most of the time today just working, honestly. Uh, Pretty okay stuff, again, the assignment right now isn't that bad. It's pretty close by to our main compound area, so it's nothing like extravagant from one place to the other. It's just kind of within a same kind of generalized range, so that at least it makes it a little bit more tolerable. Um, Other than that, everything else is going pretty smooth for the most part. I started talking again to an old friend again, and been catching up. Because thing is, I'm really bad at texting. That's my fault. I am horrifically bad at texting. Um, but she's doing good. She got herself a new partner in life and everything, and that's very lovely. That's very awesome. So congrats to her for the most part. That's fantastic. Um, Other than that, I mean, everything be going smooth. And like we're just talking, here and there. So even she was asking me, she's like, "Oh, how do you how do you feel about the whole stuff? Like, are you yourself dating anyone? Like, what about like that sort of scene?" And I just told her outright, like, pretty much exactly what I told I think you guys before in like some other videos, where I don't want to really pursue anything until I get my own stuff situated first. So there's that. Um, but I mean, who knows when that'll happen? Could happen like next year. Could happen 2 years from now. You can never know for sure, honestly speaking. And that's okay. Not knowing for certain is a different element to it. It has a different kind of, I guess, gravitas, towards it. But that's okay. Um, Other than that, I can't really complain because everything so far has been going pretty tremendously smooth. Um, so far, this entire week has been relatively chill for the most part. And, I really can't complain. I really cannot complain because it's just, going at a very steady rate, very steady pace, and that's all right. Tomorrow would be the end of the work week for me for now. So let's see, what tomorrow entails. Today again, it rained pretty crazy. I was in the compound area, and then I just stepped outside to throw away I think some of my trash from the office, and I saw like three different lightning strikes happen within like 2 minutes of each other, and that honestly caught me off guard. I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" Like two different, like not even two, three different lightning strikes in the span of 2 minutes. That's crazy. Weather be kind of nasty. Weather kind of be weather is a little nasty. I mean, even now it is pretty bad because, with all the rain towards the afternoon and evening, the following morning and afternoon is super, super humid. Not even necessarily like hot because sometimes you do get a breeze, sometimes you do get like a cool wind and everything, but it's just so humid and muggy. Like you just start sweating buckets from like doing the most simplest of tasks. It's quite crazy in that retrospect. So what can you do? Really, it's just kind of grinding through the whole thing. Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, I was watching the news earlier, and then I think that's when they kind of started talking about the the political, I guess, speaker slash, I guess, uh, activist Charlie Kirk. You know, and I want to clarify that I'm not really doing this whole thing for like a political thing. I really don't want to get into politics sort of stuff because it always is it kind of always leads to like a messy road. It's just it's it's saddening. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit saddening because I'm not even looking about his. I'm not even looking about his political affiliation. I'm not even looking about like what he's going for and everything. Of course, people can have their own beliefs and people can have their own ideas and opinions and uh, structured concepts and everything and their own reasoning for it. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely fair. It's just it's a little disheartening because he was just a guy. He was just a person. A person who thought they were doing the right thing, and they got hurt, because of it. And it's more so saddening because this person was a married individual with children and everything, and it's just saddening in that aspect, and I guess more so it's just saddening because it's just the idea of loss of life, you know what I mean? Because it's just really saddening in that aspect, it kind of brings you down a bit, again, political affiliation aside, all the other stuff aside, it's just really depressing like that, you know what I mean? Same thing with the I believe it was the Ukrainian woman that got I believe attacked in the subway and all that. That was also just really depressing too, and with more of the information that came out, it just really kind of baffled me, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe it happened like that, and it was just totally unprovoked and everything. That's just crazy, it really is just crazy in that aspect, and it makes you just want to kind of sit down and just be like, you know what, why, like, how come, just so much generalized violence, here and there, like wherever you turn, you're always kind of hearing news about like someone either getting attacked, someone either getting like beat up, someone getting just injured gravely in that aspect, or in much worser cases fatally. It's just saddening, it's just it really kind of makes you just, on one hand, I guess, appreciate your own life, that like, damn, I'm glad that I wasn't in that situation, or I wasn't in that kind of sphere, on one hand. But on the other hand, just makes you realize, like, damn, like, life is quintessentially unpredictable. It is quintessentially unpredictable, because sometimes you can just be doing your own thing, and then next thing you know, it's over with, it's gone, and for me, I guess the thing that I personally want to say is that no matter who you are as a person, whether you believe in one thing or you don't believe in the other, or you're just a simple person, a person that works hard at their job, a person that's just going out having fun and everything, it's more so important to stay safe, important to stay safe, stay healthy, stay aware of situations, be socially aware, be everything, that social awareness and everything, just doing anything to protect yourself, you know what I mean, doing anything to keep yourself safe and keep yourself alive and thriving, because with all this craziness going back and forth, and even like the whole, I guess, on the other side of the world, like like the drones, I guess, invading Poland and everything, it's just everything's gonna get crazier and crazier, and you can never really tell whether if it's gonna lighten up or just get worse from here. But all I can say is that whoever you are, just stay safe, stay safe, just do good, be good, do good, stay safe. That's it. Again, I don't want to bring this up to suggest anything. I don't want to, again, I'm not trying to make any political ties or any sort of international acclaim or anything like that. I just simply want to say, do good, be good, stay safe. That's it. That's all that I personally care about. That's all that I care about for you guys, that you guys are doing well, you guys are thriving, you guys are doing the right thing, but that's all I'm going to say. And that's it. Have a good one, guys. Much love, much appreciation.